Welcome back. I know it's been a while and I'm very sorry for that. I've had a lot of difficulties with this video. A lot has changed. I got a new computer. My whole setup is completely different. But hopefully this video paved the way for all of the other videos. I have so much more planned. One of the difficulties I've had with this video is that it was blocked by the Warner Music Group because I use excerpts of their music. I am still not sure how I'm going to do a series on song selection without actually being able to use any actual music. While I'm trying to figure that out, I did my best to salvage this video, and I apologize for what you're about to see. This wasn't what I initially intended, and it's the best I could do with the situation. Thanks for watching. Here it is, DJ RFC Episode 3. Welcome to Episode 3 of DJ RFC, where I talk about playing music for the masses and then request for your comments in return. Thinking chronologically, I was going to start off with a video on preparing for an event. But it's hard to prepare for something when you don't know what it is that you're preparing for, so I decided to jump ahead to the night of the event and talk about the song selection for the event itself, so that when I come back to preparing for an event, we'll know what it is that we're preparing for. So this is the first in a series of videos focusing on song selection and my thought process on what it is that I play during the night. Each event is going to have different numbers of phases. A wedding's going to be different than a fundraiser. An event for children is going to be different than a party. But in the most broadest general sense, I think of the night as having 4 different phases. And tonight we're going to talk about phase 1, which I call Seduction. Probably have never called it that out loud now that I think about it. My definition of this phase is the time between guests arriving and people getting on the dance floor. In my opinion, this is the most critical phase of the night, and it is definitely the most overlooked. To try to illustrate how important phase 1 is, I would like to tell you about a time. In 1998, I worked for a company, a small company, less than 100 people, and in my year or so of being there, the company doubled in size. And the CEO was rather excited about the company growing so fast in such a short period of time that he decided to throw a party for everybody. He invited us all to a hotel where we met at one of the large event rooms, and there was a dance floor with lights and a DJ, and there was tables and food and the whole nine. The CEO did a very animated speech about his excitement over the company's progress, and then at the very end, so painful to think back on this, but he ended his speech by yelling out, "So let's party!" And someone hit the lights, and the DJ lights came on, and the DJ started playing the song called Swing the Mood by Jive and the Mastermixers. If you attended events in the 90s, you would know that this is an overly popular song for DJs to start their sets with. I totally get why. It's a good way of playing songs from the 50s, late 50s and early 60s, which normally is difficult to play at an event, at least to get people to dance to. It starts off fast and it stays fast. And that's one way of starting a set. It's not my way, but that was the way that a lot of DJs chose to start their sets in the 1990s. Starting an event with dance music is kind of like starting a first date in the bedroom. In the CEO's head, he was going to give this, rah-rah speech and have the DJ, hit the thing. The lights were going to come on and everybody was going to throw up their hands and start dancing. That's not what happened. The exact opposite happened. For whatever reason, I was actually at the front of the crowd, standing on the edge of the dance floor. And I remember when those lights came on and the music started, it was like standing on the edge of a cliff. That floor was stark empty and just looked like social suicide. I wasn't shy when it came to dancing, and there was no way I was going to be the first one out there in front of all my coworkers and get out there all by myself and start looking like an ass. Not even ironically. There's no way I was going to go out on that dance floor, and no one else did either. We all just stood there and stared at that dance floor. It felt like standing on the edge of a cliff. It was that terrifying. And that night gave me time to reflect about what went wrong, because that was a DJ fail. I hate to say it. I'm not going to name any names. I don't know the name of the DJ, but I don't think it was entirely his fault either. Our CEO had a vision in mind, and he paid somebody to do what he had in mind, and that's what he did. And unfortunately, the CEO did not understand the psychology of the dance floor. And that's what we're going to begin to talk about tonight. They had missed a very crucial step to getting people out on the dance floor. And that's the phase one. That's the most important phase. This can happen during a dinner or during a social hour. Psychology plays a role in DJing. You have to be empathetic. You need to be able to see the event through the eyes of your audience. Part of that is understanding that there is a certain level of anxiety for somebody to leave their home and their comfort zone and to go out to a strange place where there's strange people. And that doesn't always make people feel comfortable enough to do potentially the most embarrassing thing that they've ever done in their life, which is go out and dance. Or they're self-conscious and they're not comfortable enough with themselves or with the situation to get stupid and let loose and have fun. But fortunately, DJ has the power to set the mood by using their music to make everybody feel a certain way. And my goal for the first phase of the night is to set everybody at ease and to make them feel like they're at home, and to help them relax and feel comfortable and have a few drinks, because alcohol is a DJ's friend. And the sooner people get comfortable and have a few drinks, then the more receptive they're going to be to getting out on the dance floor and cutting some rug. So how do I do that? I personally use jazz, preferably piano jazz, and the older the better. I'm going to play a few tracks to give you an idea of what it is that I would play and what it is that I'm going for. I'm going to have the headphones on so that what I'm listening to does not interfere with what you're listening to, because here at Joseph Newton, audio quality is top priority. Let's first start off with When You're Smiling. I like starting off with this song. It slides right in there. When the building's quiet and there's like 4 or 5 people, there so far, and I don't want people to kind of know I'm there. My goal in the phase one is to stay hidden in the shadows, and I don't really want to advertise my presence, because I want everything I'm doing to be pretty subconscious, pretty subtle. And this song is very great for starting music and just being very, it just kind of sneaks on in there. I'll play the beginning of it here so you can hear what I'm talking about.
Wah 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 wah. Yeah, wah 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 wah
It's smooth. It's so smooth.
Oh, when you smiling.
That's it. I mean, when I want to go from dead silence to off and running, I love that song. It's got such a smooth beginning, and you just can't help but feel at ease. It's a great starter track. Louis Armstrong's great, of course. The man's a genius, but he's not my secret weapon. Here it is. If I was to do like a clickbaity title for this video, I would have said something like, what is my secret weapon for getting people on the dance floor? This is it. Ray Charles. He is, obviously his nickname is the Genius for good reason. The man is a genius. And there is a box set of his that is called Pure Genius, the Complete Atlantic Recordings. If you are looking for this kind of music that I'm about to play, the box set's worth it. It's 8 CDs. It's good from beginning to end. From his old stuff up to his not so older stuff. I can sit there and listen to all 8 CDs. There isn't any filler. I just love it. But I'm going to play a few examples, some highlights from that set, because that's my secret weapon. When I want to put people at ease and make them feel at home, Ray Charles, I'm telling you, it's awesome stuff. We'll start off with a track called The Ray.
Plink, plink, plink.
So, I mean, you kind of get the idea. That's a good, starter track, but let's see if we can do better. This one's called The Genius After Hours.
That's
it. Oh, that's it. That's it right there. I want to go mix a drink right now. I mean, that's like how relaxed I am. This is like pure magic. Sweet 16 Bars. This is another song I like. It's a nice slow song. Perfect to have a conversation over. People feel free to talk. They don't have to pay attention to the words because there are none. You want people to chat. You want them to, hey, Fred, how you been? Anything to make people feel at ease at home. That's what you want. Nice mellow song. So that one's a good one for the mix. This one's called How Long Blues with Milt Jackson. Another mellow track. Something about a piano. It's just, there's no other instrument like it. And of course I use the term piano jazz. Sure, there's jazz without piano in it, but maybe there isn't. My favorite jazz is jazz with piano in it, and I think that's like a requirement. I suppose if you were doing like smooth jazz, like Kenny G, it just doesn't have the same feel as something with a piano. Pianos are they're just magic. Another track that I like is called Bag's Guitar Blues. That's also with Milt Jackson. You're going to have to at least play an hour's worth of music, if not more. So you're going to have to mix in other stuff. And if you're doing, like, let's say a wedding, for example, you kind of want to mix in some romantic classics. I'm probably talking louder now because I have headphones on, so I apologize if I was just yelling in your ear. This is a song by Rod Stewart, Till There Was You. This is a romantic classic, so if you're trying to set a mood or love, and like let's say you're doing a wedding, for example, you definitely want to have love in the mix because that's what you're celebrating. Let's play Till There Was You.
There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you.
And that's a great version of the song. It's got that jazz feel, and that's what you want. You want people to loosen up and feel comfortable and at ease and maybe have a drink or two. Now, once you've set the mood, everybody's kind of mellowed out, then you want to start ramping it up a bit. As I'm preparing for the dancing part of the night, there's certain songs that I fall in love with and I just absolutely have to play them, but they just might not be floor fillers. And that's where these songs usually end up, is at the tail end of phase one. You know, you first want to get them all mellowed and loosened up, and then you want to start adding on the heat and start ramping up the tempos and getting happier and catchier. As I'm starting to ramp things up and prepare people for what's about to come on, which is the dancing part of it, I mix in songs that I just really absolutely love. Maybe potential dance tracks, but probably don't really make the cut. Just to give you one example, I'm going to play This Girl by Kongs. This song, this is one of the best songs of all time. I mean, of all time. I just freaking love this song. But it's not a floor filler. I've never had anybody request it. I don't know what it is exactly that is missing, but it's a great song. It's perfect for raising the temperature. You know, I wouldn't say it's a great song for the dance floor, but it's great for setting the tone, for bringing people up to kind of getting happier and raising the excitement. There's other songs that I would play. There's a song I love by Phil Collins, or it's actually a Phil Collins cover, You Can't Hurry Love. I love Motown, I love Phil Collins, and that song is just, it's chocolate and peanut butter. It's the best of both worlds. It's just so upbeat or whatever. I wouldn't necessarily want to like charge the dance floor if I heard that song, but it makes me happy every time I hear it. And that is the focus when you're wrapping up phase one. You want to play songs that make people happy. So you first want to start off playing songs that get people to feel at ease, and then you transition to songs that make them feel good. And hopefully they've had enough to drink so that when you start phase two, they will be ready to get out there on the dance floor and make a fool of themselves. Because that's the fun. That's what it's all about. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on doing more like it, whether you like it or not. But regardless, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, because that tells me that this is hitting the mark or not. And certainly leave a comment. If you like attending events, or you're a DJ yourself, lay down your philosophy on how you like to butter up the crowd and start off the night. And I so much appreciate you watching this to the end. Thank you so much. Take care, stay healthy, stay safe. The CEO invited all of the employees to a hotel, not a room. That sounded seedy. At the end of his speech, he talked about how great that God fucking damn it. I promise you I've talked before. Really, I have. Oh, this is going to be an editing nightmare. I don't want to get too much into this. Me. I don't want to get too much into the specifics. I'm just going to keep saying because you know what? That's my comfort word. It makes me feel better. I like saying apparently. It's my security blanket. If you're not familiar with the song, actually, you know what? I'll play a bit of it.